Air India pilots have decided to end their 57-day-long strike.
That's right, almost 2 months since they went on strike. Air India pilots have now given the decision to join back work in writing. All 434 pilots have agreed to end their strike. Air India is to consider the reinstatement of 100-odd terminated pilots, including 10 office bearers, for the process of reinstatement.
Well, I remember the strike has been a source of worry for passengers and the government as well. We've also seen responses, in fact, a frequent ones from Civil Aviation Minister Ajit Singh, who also in fact got a notice from the Parliament for making statements to the press while the Parliament session was still on. This strike has been going on for the last 57 days. Former Indian Airlines pilots demanding parity with pay parity with AI pilots. It's been a source of worry for the civil aviation sector for almost 2 months now. For more, let's get in a word from Shubhajit Sengupta, who's joining us on the phone line from the capital. Shubhajit, finally a breakthrough. What are the grounds on which they struck this deal?
Yes, finally a breakthrough, Simi. What we are seeing right now is that the reconciliation process has been started. What is now that the strike in all practical purposes is now over. Now they'll have to submit an affidavit within 48 hours. All 434 pilots will submit a willingness to join ready to join affidavits to the court as well as the Air India, wherein the pilots who are not terminated will be ready to join as soon as they submit the affidavit. The rest of the pilots' case will be decided on a case-to-case basis. Air India has said that it will sympathetically consider the cases and they'll be taken up case-to-case basis. The first meeting with the conciliatory officer is scheduled on Friday at 4:30 in the evening.
Right, and Shubhajit, what about the question of those who had been, in fact, been sacked? We remember that Civil Aviation Minister Ajit Singh had a talk tough at that time, saying that there's no way that they would be bending to their demands.
Exactly, Arnold. That has remained the bone of contention till now. There have been the entire duration of this longish court proceeding today, which went on for almost an hour, was about these 100-odd pilots, which includes the 10 office bearers of IPG, whom the Air India was not willing to take them on back on the fold. But now they've given a submission to the court that their cases would be sympathetically considered. What they mean by sympathetically considering is this, that there is no assurance that they will be taken back or not, but their cases would be heard and it would come out in front of the conciliatory officer and it will be taken up on case-to-case basis. But whether they will be taken in by the Air India management or not is still out in the open. It's anybody's guess now. But what they have said is they'll take a sympathetically take note.
All right,
of their
Shubhajit, stay with us. Let's also get in a word from our aviation correspondent Karma Paljor, who's joining us from our newsroom. Karma, we're being told that the strike is likely to end soon. It seems that the pilots have finally bended the AI to consider the reinstatement of 100-odd terminated pilots. Still no confirmation on that.
That's right. They will consider sympathetically is what the management has been saying. We'll have to wait and see, because if we look at the earlier decisions, earlier 2 pilots had gone on strike. Some of them had been sacked, but the management does slowly. There is a history now, and I think the pilots have looked at that history. There have been a history where the management has taken pilots back in batches, and they really have no option, because looking at the aircraft that Air India is going to get in a phased manner from Boeing, the 777s, the 787s, they will be needing these pilots. If Air India is to take new pilots, then it will take at least about a year to prepare them, and also the costs involved is staggering. We are told that about 50 lakh rupees is the cost to train a pilot for these new aircraft. So these are the challenges. So I think halfway point is where both sides have come to. Now senior management sources also telling us that whether they'll take back the core members of the IPG, who in fact were charged with instigating and leading the strike, whether they will be taken back, what is the time frame that they'll be taken back in, that's the question that the management will have to take and decide later on. But for now, yes, there has been an understanding that the 100-odd pilots, their cases will be looked at sympathetically. I've been speaking to some of my sources at the IPG also. They're still adamant on their demands, clearly.